Hey, what's up, everybody? Pastel Jutsu here, reporting for duty for my live reaction to My Hero Academia chapter 325, entitled "The Bonds of One for All." But before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Express Shark VPN. But anyway, let's get into the chapter where we left off. Everyone was, well, not everyone, but Kota and the tall fox lady that Deku saved were rushing to comfort him in his time of need when he kind of broke down in tears. And looks like the healing can now begin. Everyone could hopefully accept Deku back into UA. And yeah, but we start off with those red shoes of little Kota as he's running through the rain. We see the water splashing. Alright, so we have Mineta going. He's going to go rush towards Deku too, because apparently Mineta is bisexual and he's into Deku, or at least that's what a lot of people were thinking because of this one throwaway line a few chapters ago, which is crazy to me. But but yeah, but Ida stops Mineta and he's like, "What gives Ida?" And Ida's like, "Oh no, this isn't our moment." He looks up at Uraka. And so yeah, Coach is running towards him. We have the where we left off in the last chapter, where Kota's like kind of he's trying to pick up Deku's head, and like the fox lady's like she's there too. So Kota's really crying too, and he's telling Deku that he was too scared to run over there before, but then when Uraka stood up to everybody, he got the courage, and he says, "That's why I am here. Get it? You don't gotta cry anymore. You'll be okay." So now Kota is doing the All Might quote, "I am here." And the Midoriya's like, oh, Kota. Then the fox lady goes, "You're a UA student then?" I love how huge this fox lady is. She's massive. She's picking up Deku like he's a baby. She's so big. I love that. And Kota is like tiny next to her. Like Kota like comes up to like her knee. She's so tall. I love that though. Deku's just like, "Yes, miss." And then she goes, "Several shelters turned me away. No heteromorphs allowed," they said. "It was one rejection after the next until UA finally took me in." Wow, so they're straight up racism towards heteromorphs. That did not take very long to happen. Like this one major crisis made everyone like go back to rejecting heteromorphs like they're fucking like Morlocks and X-Men or something. Like, god damn, is that all it took for people for society to reject her kind? There's a lot of heteromorphs in My Hero Academia. Like look at freaking Tokoyami and like Ojiro. Like they're technically heteromorphs. Like they're like you see people all over the world with like weird antennas and shit. Like you see that throughout My Hero Academia. Like that, for that to be considered not normal anymore. I don't know. Maybe that kind of mutation isn't considered a heteromorph. Maybe it's just like the ones that look completely non-human, like her. But still, that's really messed up, man. It did not take society very long, or very much. It didn't take very much pressure for people to completely reject heteromorphs. Like they think they're nomus or something. Like I don't really understand. But anyway, let's move on. But this means I get to see you again. How lucky for me! She's crying too. Thank you for saving me, my crybaby hero. Yeah, he's you could definitely call Deku that. That could basically be his second hero name, the Crybaby. Or I guess it could be his signifier, like Deku, the Crybaby hero. But yeah, we just get this really sweet panel of them, or she's hugging Deku. She's a nice butt. But I'm sorry. This is a very emotional moment. Not looking at her butt. But yeah, Kota's hugging Deku too. It's just like there's no words in this panel. It's just like rainfall and then like hugging him. And then we see all the people in the crowd, like the former protesters, are just watching this, like, oh. And then we get this guy who I missed in the last chapter. But yeah, this the guy with like the 3 stars on his head, like that we see like in the very very beginning of the series, like the guy who's like talking to Deku, like, oh hey, writing notes in the notebook, huh, kid? But yeah, this guy shows up again, like he's here too. He says instead of freaking out and laying blame every which way, why don't we take a moment and hear these folks out? The boy's not asking to kick up his feet and stay here forever, right? But supplies and good help are hard to find out there these days. So if the boy needs a break before the world grinds him down to nothing, this place is his last best bet. That's the long and short of it, right, heroes? And Prism Nezu goes, indeed. Oh, and somebody in the crowd goes, why not Shiketsu then? If they've got the same setup. And then this other lady goes, except they probably react the same way over there. And then Starhead goes, to be frank, until our world went to hell, I never really realized it myself. How I was like a spectator, and heroes were performers on a stage. Then we see All Might in his prime, like from the back. Once upon a time, the unmatched All Might showed us all how to be a hero. He was the act to follow, and everybody cheered him on. But along the way, people forgot about the heart and soul that made the man. We just see like kind of a black screen with like a silhouette of All Might, like he's like an empty shell. Oh boy, we got a lot of dialogue on these 2 pages here. I think I might just sum it up. Okay, so yeah, the star-headed dude has a big speech here, but he makes some good points. He says he's basically like, this was like the Hero Society as it was basically like a performance. Like it was almost like heroes were like movie characters in the real world, and like they always win, and like they're big and flashy. They have like probably like endorsement deals and stuff, and like like in good times there was heroes all over the place, but now when like shit has hit the fan and the world is like collapsing, a bunch of heroes have quit, and so but the ones that are still being heroes, they're the real ones, because they're not fighting for like the glitz and the glam and everything. Like they're fighting to protect people because they really are heroes, and so we can't really like reject those kinds of people, and that's none other than no one better than Deku represents that. And so he's like, how long can we be spectators on the sidelines? Then the biggest protester against Deku, the All Might t-shirt kid, walks up. He says, there are rumors of a guy with multiple quirks dressed in rags. They say he's either an agent of the villains or maybe a true hero. And now he's starting to cry. So tell us. Say you get to rest here for now. Will we get to go back to our old lives eventually? Oh my god, we see the boys of Class 1A. We got Bakugo, Kota, Kaminari, Kirishima, who's crying manly tears. and Ida, he's smiling. And Deku just says, everyone is in this together with me, so yes, we'll bring it all back. It's just like really, really detailed, powerful close-up on Deku as he's like crying, making his declaration. And then the All Might t-shirt kid is like, So we cut to the big wall of UA. I think we're like passing time forward a little bit. We see Ectoplasm coming up to Todoroki, Hawks, and Endeavor. Did you happen to hear Uravity's speech? Actually, I don't remember what Ectoplasm's voice sounds like. I remember it sounds like really cool, but I can't remember exactly what it sounds like. But I guess not a big deal. Come in, and see for yourselves. All is well, at least for the time being. And so they're actually going into UA. Okay, I'm confused. I can't tell where exactly Endeavor, Todoroki, and Hawks and Ectoplasm are coming from right now. Like, looks like they came in, like they're outside of the wall in UA, and then they came inside, and like, so I wasn't putting together. I think Deku and everybody, all the protesters, are already inside the wall. Like, I think I thought that they were outside, but I guess UA, because you see the schools right next to them, and like that's like Uraraka's on top of the school. Uh, but yeah, I guess I guess I was confused that like the wall, like they're already inside the wall, but they're talking about not letting Deku into UA, and so now, I guess Todoroki, his father, and Hawks are outside the wall, and so and the ectoplasm is ushering them in, and now they're seeing everything that's going on, and like they're like surprised, and like Endeavor's like, in the end, all we did was cause more pain for Deku. No real progress, just a roundabout way of getting to this point. And Hawks goes, no progress? I disagree. We're seeing it here. One for All is a network of power that links people's hearts. It tied All Might to Midoriya. We see like skinny All Might from behind. Then Class A kept Midoriya in the game. And we see Ida and Uravity linked these people to Midoriya. And we see Uraraka like kind of wiping her tears. And Hawks is like going, if all of us are even a little bit capable of seeing each other as united as one, then I see a future where heroes have time to kill, and that's as we know, that's Hawks' main dream right there. And we see we just see everybody, like we see Class 1A like around Deku, and like it looks like everyone else all the protesters have welcomed Deku in, and finally we get to see his mother hugging her baby. So, like so it's great to see Deku and his mom together. And Hawks continues, once so bright, we can't help but grin. So Todoroki's like looking at all this. He goes, Father, we do this together. And we just see like a vision of Dabi's eyes, or Toya's eyes. And Endeavor puts down his hat, like it's like his noir hat. He goes, yeah. Principal Nezu says, this is beyond my power, but your class achieved it. And we cut to Aizawa in the hospital. I guess Principal Nezu was talking to Aizawa through like the tablet or whatever. And Aizawa's smiling. He's got like an eye patch. Be sure to tell my class president, job well done for me. Ah, okay. So this is why Aizawa's in the hospital right now. He's got his robotic leg. He's got his new prosthetic leg. Principal Nezu goes, "How's that leg faring?" I won't be the next Mirko. I can tell you that. And Mirko, she probably got a cybernetic arm too. So hope So I'm glad this is a future which they perfected robotic prosthesis. Otherwise, it would be kind of a bad thing for some heroes. And Prism Nezu goes, and Kurogiri? I try to speak to him every day, but no progress in that front. Okay, so as I was still trying to get through to Kurogiri to his friend Shirakumo, the breakthrough you and Mike had. This is Principal Nezu. The breakthrough you and Mike had was the inspiration to ship some Nomu, Kurogiri included, to Central Hospital in secret and begin restorative research. Okay, so they're trying to maybe bring back the Nomu, make them some semblance of normal people again, especially Kurogiri. The copy of his quirk was pulverized by Mirko. But if you hadn't reached through through the Shirakumo's spirit that day, no place on this planet would be an impenetrable stronghold any longer. That's true. So yeah, so without Kurogiri and poor little Johnny, rest in peace, the villains can't just teleport wherever they want anymore. So that is a major bonus. That's a very good thing for the heroes. The heroes still got a lot to deal with, but at least the villains can't just teleport into UA like whenever they want. And Prince of Nezu says, "It may be faint and as elusive as a cloud," in Shirakumo, "but there remains a wisp of hope for us." And we see an image of Shirakumo when he was normal, when he was like a teenager. We're seeing a lot of people from behind in this chapter. Like when people reference them, like we see them from behind. Aizawa says, "Still keeping up the strategy against Toga?" Prince Nezu says, "Yes. We have inferred the limitations of her quirk in terms of quantity of blood ingested and transformation duration. Accordingly, we're only admitting evacuees into UA after keeping them in isolation for long enough." That's pretty smart. I wonder how long her time limit is for transforming into someone. But Aizawa says, "Then UA really is our stronghold, and it's time for payback." He's looking really cool there when he says that. And Prism Nezu says, "Yes, of course." And we see All Might outside the UA wall, the UA barrier. He's looking really somber. Like his eyes are even more like shaded than normal. Like you can't see his pupils at all. He looks like really somber and sad. I wonder what that's about. This wouldn't be implying that this is Toga disguised as All Might, would it? Like, because they were just talking about Toga, and now All Might's looking kind of like suspicious here. Maybe, I don't know. It might be the real All Might. But I definitely want to know what's going on there. But yeah, that's the end of the chapter, and Deku has been officially re-inducted into the now stronghold of UA High. And so yeah, the villains can't teleport anywhere anymore. They're taking all the precautions they can think of. And I want to know. I still want to know what's going on with Gigantomachia. Like the last we saw him, I think he was being apprehended. So like I'd love to know how they're keeping him incarcerated, because of what prison could possibly hold him. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with the villains at some point. But yeah, that's my live reaction to the chapters. Parsa Jutsu signing out, and check out Express Shark VPN.